and embracing it instead of fighting it. I think back at how much I fought my own mind and how exhausting that was, and what a struggle that was. But letting go and surrendering and trusting, what needs to come up will come up. What needs to be in your face will be in your face. And then embracing it and saying it, growing edge, growth spurt, something new wants to be lived. I am desiring to be more awake to my spiritual nature, and I say yes, instead of fighting the conditioning part. And so that's the work. Ernest Holmes goes on to say, if you listen to peace, you will experience it. If you listen for truth, you will hear it. If you listen to power, you will receive it. If you listen to wholeness, you will discover it. The creative law which you use is like a mirror. The thought you hold before it is like an image. The mirror reflects the image you hold before it. Hold there, then, the image of faith and expectancy with enthusiastic conviction and with undying trust. The only thing that can hinder you is yourself. The only thing that can help you is yourself, because it is you who reflects the image in the mirror. So the way that I think of it that helps me is I do a meditation, and it's a Sufi meditation where you go into your heart of hearts and you immerse yourself in the ocean of divine love in your heart. And so I love this idea of ocean, especially like in Persian poetry, we hear that we are the ocean and we are the drop, right? And so the whole idea of ocean is really helpful to me. When I am in my humanness, and I am in fear, anxiety, worry, stress, or whatever else, the way it feels to me is like I'm on the surface of the ocean and I'm being thrown around by the waves. Do you relate to that? You know, that feeling of, oh, you're all over the place, and it's like, oh my God, I'm drowning, I have to stay above water, and it's just a very energetic but high anxiety kind of experience, right? All we have to do is bloop, and dive a little bit deeper, where the ocean is more still, of course, being fish, so we can't stay there. But as a metaphor, we can think of that as a way to be invited to go deeper to where there is peace and quiet and stillness and safety. We are really here in this incarnation, to free our own mind. To free our own mind so that we can experience the light, the love, the peace, the power, the joy of the spirit itself, the universe itself. And the reason that we tend to go for the drama, which is not really always a conscious thing, right? Where we tend to stay in the waves and be thrown around, is because that is familiar. That is known territory. The drama of life, the challenges, the difficulty, the suffering, that's really familiar. And that's the cage. That's where the parrot is hanging out. But it's the bird, our spirit, our soul, that wants to be free, and that's unfamiliar territory, because we only have the moments. We don't know what tomorrow is going to look like. We don't know the future. That human part of us wants to know the future, wants to know exactly what's going to be happening. And so that's where our faith comes in. That's where divine love comes in. That's where we ask the question, what would love do? That's why we take classes and do workshops and listen to uplifting music and come together as a spiritual community to remind one another that we are more than what we think we are. And so what it comes down to then is to make choices. You know, you and I are making choices just about every minute of every day. They're not always conscious. I didn't consciously choose to wear this dress with these shoes, with this top. But I chose it. It was hanging up already yesterday, or probably Thursday, because that's how I prepare my life. But it's not a conscious thing a lot of the time, right? So the invitation is to make your choice-making freedom more conscious so that your choices support your highest self, your best self. That means that we have to slow down. It means we have to think. It means we have to feel. Because even the unconscious choices have a consequence. And so the greatest freedom that we have, the greatest gift that you possess, your most precious jewel, is the freedom to choose. And to own your choices. To take full responsibility for your choices with love. And so it is the witness in us, the observer in us, the higher self, or whatever we call that, that always makes good choices. Even if to my ego mind, it might not be a good choice. Because we're not meant to know the future. We're meant to trust our spiritual evolution. So when I chose to leave the Netherlands and come to live in the United States, a lot of people didn't think it was a good choice, including myself at the time. When I look back now, more than 3 decades later, it was the best choice I could have made, because staying there would have felt like the cage. And so maybe you can think of some areas in your life where you've made choices and your human ego personality says that was not a very good choice. In the end, to our spirit, all choices are good because they're all for our evolution, all for the greater experience. So some of you may think about relationships you've been in that you've had to leave, or places where you lived that you left and maybe regretted, or maybe choices that you made about your health or your financial well-being. What if we choose to decide that even though the choice at the time wasn't the best, it was for our highest and best, for our growth and for our evolution? Because it's in the practice of letting go, surrendering, allowing, and forgiving that we can grow and expand. It's where we fight, struggle, have regret, that we will stay stuck and imprisoned. So just notice, and join me in noticing, because this is what I practice. Just notice where you feel caught, where you feel that feeling of, something isn't quite right with my beingness. And just know that that's your spirit desiring freedom. Your spirit desiring to just let go and trust and surrender. And then infuse it with truth principles. Just keep coming back to the truth principles that we teach. Make them simple. And keep diving deeper into the ocean of divine love that is already within you. And then the rest just follows. It really just means that we live with a deeper level of trust, doesn't it? It just means that we live with a deeper level of trust. Trusting even this, whatever it may be. A health challenge, trusting even this. A financial challenge, trusting even this. A relationship challenge, trusting even this. A vocational challenge, trusting even this. When we trust, the cage is open and we are free to fly in and out. It is when we don't trust and we think we need safety and security that we're caught and imprisoned by our own mind. And so it is. All right, so 2 things before I do a closing treatment and we have some more music. Now that we're coming back, we are inviting you to optimize all the functionings in our spiritual community. So we're asking you to give back and to serve. We have heard from you that you would love to have social hour back. It's back, but you have to make it happen. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that, let me know and we will start having social hour again. We had some people come forward last week when we asked for volunteers to help with our website. If anybody says, I know how to help with the website, go speak to Carolyn over there. And Michael would love some more volunteers to do the IT stuff. He will even teach and train you, which can be a real gift for you in your future work life. So speak to Michael and he will set you up for that. Michael and Tammy are getting married in August. So there'll be a day when they're not here, and so by then we'll have some volunteers in place, right? And if you're here for the first time, you get to grab a free book. And Joan is so kind to help sell our books. We're practically giving them away. So go take a look and see if there's anything special on our book table. I think that's it. Let us close with a healing treatment. I invite you to close your eyes. And just for now, place your hand on your heart. And just feel that heartbeat underneath your hand. If you don't feel it, just imagine that you're feeling it. You know that every heartbeat is a gift from the universe. So take a moment to appreciate it, to be grateful for each heartbeat. And what I call the magic behind the heartbeat, because I don't know biology that well, but I know that every heartbeat does something amazing in the body. So know that your own heartbeat is really the heartbeat of the universe. It's connected to every other heartbeat of every other creature on the planet, even the earth itself. So feel that. And let us speak the truth to power into our heart of hearts, knowing that's where the connection with life resides. And so I speak from the I am, which is the I am in each and every one of us. And so right here, right now, I am the heartbeat of the universe by means of this physical body, this human expression. It is infinitely connected with spirit itself, which can never, a connection can never be severed. It is ever available, ever present, ever giving of itself. And today I am more open and receptive than ever. I am willing to live in the miraculousness and the mystery of it all, trusting my own evolution, suspending judgment about the waves on the surface, trusting that there is something deeper ever wanting to reveal itself to me about my true nature, which is infinite. And so I know I already have the capacity to live fully, completely, blessing my freedom to make choices that are conscious and serve my higher purpose. I am free to choose love in every instant, letting go of whatever is in the way. I am free. I am free of the power of the universe. The universe knows how to live and to create consciously as I do now, as I do now. And I trust my evolution and the most glorious heart. By demonstrating this word for my highest and best. And so all that's left is to feel even more gratitude, even more grace with every breath and every heartbeat. And so it is. So it is.
be the way that you had things planned, my friend. Whenever you're ready, things can start to happen real fast. Whenever you're ready, we can get you one look last. Whenever you're ready, my good friend. Sure enough, you could come out and play. Whenever you're ready, oh, we could get it done today. Whenever you're ready, cold, hot, ready, not, whatever you got to lose, my good friend. I know you're ready as you'll ever be. If you don't do it now, you never will. So make a choice to use the voice God gave you. It will save you if you let it sing. Do the thing only you can do. Everybody here's just waiting for you to lift us up with your sweet gift. Now's the time to make the shift. So choose the good life that can be yours. Directly from the source will give you power and permission to manifest your vision, guided by your intuition. If you feel your inhibition, you're in a good position to make the right decision, to become a great musician. You can change the world by making people stop and listen. You can have it all, but it's all in condition. If you sing or if you play, you gotta make it your own mission. Do it every day. Forget about the competition. All the music that you make, you do it. I think I got stuck here. You can have it all, but it's all in condition. If you sing or if you play, you gotta make it your own mission. You do it every day. Forget about the competition. All the music that you make, you do it for ambition. Nobody makes it happen just by sitting around and wishing. If you can't be down with that, then you might as well go fishing. So don't hesitate, procrastinate, don't delay, just go create the brand new faith that you can't escape. Because you're destined to be great, so why wait until whenever. However much your faith allows, it's waiting right there for you now. 'Cause I've been trying to wonder how your job is just to start. So do it now, right where you are. Let go and wish upon a star. Let your inspiration free you. Let go and it will lead you to endless good and come true. The thing that God wants made for you, you to make it real. 'Cause here's the deal. Joy is what we're meant to feel. Yeah, yeah. Time to open your eyes, don't stay asleep. You were born to fly, just make believe. All you gotta do is try. You ain't gonna die, just jump. Whenever you're ready, we can see the dream come true. Whenever you're ready, all I'm saying it's up to you. Whenever you're ready, my good friend. Things can start to happen real fast. Whenever you're ready, oh, things. Whenever you're ready, we can get it done today. Whenever you're ready, you could come out and play. Don't stop till you get enough. Put the pedal to the metal when the times get rough. Cold, hot, ready or not. What do you got to lose? Just jump. Thank you.